I would like to welcome you to the 2017 Southland Bowling League Championship. This is the championship matchup between Arkansas State, undefeated in the winner's bracket, taking on Vanderbilt coming out of the contenders bracket. Ironically, yesterday Arkansas State defeated Vanderbilt to advance to the championship bracket, and then Vanderbilt defeated Stephen F. Austin last night 2-0 to make it to today's final. We're happy you're with us. I'm Mike Flanagan from InsideBowling.com. I'll be joined by Greg O'Neill from the Arkansas Scratch Bowlers Tour here in just a little bit. You see that bowling ball not quite make it to the head pin. That's because they're bowling on a 42 feet in length oil pattern. Very, very long, very, very slick. It's a slick lane surface. Almost 30 total milliliters of oil on the lane. 32 milliliters of oil is a lot of oil by today's standards. Arkansas State gets on the board. Lane ratio for the pattern is 2-1. We have a change for Vanderbilt today. We saw Kristen Qua bowl anchor yesterday. She's bowling leadoff today. John Williamson, coach for Vanderbilt, told me that they liked her in the leadoff spot better today. Arkansas State is coached by Justin Kostick and assistant coach Tanner Seal. Arkansas State, the host of this event, the Red Wolves, here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is their home bowling center, the Hijinx Entertainment Center. Brooke Wood, J.D. Scott Jones, Jordan Kaza, Kayla Emmendorfer, Nicole McCallion, Haley Richard, Shania O'Neill, Julia Hurin, Samantha Wallace, Jordan Richard make up the Red Wolves. And Vanderbilt University, the Commodores, coached by head coach John Williamson and assistant coach Josie Ernest. Josie Ernest, a Vanderbilt alum and a PWBA champion. And Vanderbilt's roster consists of Brianna Layan, Ariana Perez, Katie Stark, Giselle Pass, Emily Rigney, Kendall Dellinger, Maria Bolanova, Adele Warner, Kristen Qua, Nicole Powell, and Jordan Newham. Today's format, the ladies are going to bowl one traditional team game, and that's what you're seeing right now. It'll be the best of three over the three formats I'm going over. So that's format one. Format two is they're going to move to another pair of lanes, and they're going to bowl 5 Baker games. Total pinfall for the 5 games. Keep in mind, total pinfall will determine the second part of this match. And if they're split 1-1 after that, we'll have the third and determining format, which is more Baker, but it's head-to-head matches, best 4 out of 7. So that's what we'll have for you here today. We're in the Central Time Zone just after 9 a.m. here on this beautiful Sunday. And joining me now here in the booth is Greg O'Neill. Greg, how are you?
I'm good, Mike. Thank you. Glad to be here this morning. Calm weather. We had storms the night before, but we're calm this morning, and the girls look to be ready, fired up, and I'm going to predict we will go to the tiebreaker today.
Okay.
There you go. I'm going to go right out on the limb early.
That's Greg's prediction.
Glad to be here with you, Mike. Thanks for having me in the booth all weekend. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, we brought you coverage on Friday, Saturday, and now Sunday. We have the one match for you, the best match, the championship match. This is the second weekend of covering women's NCAA collegiate bowling. This is a women's only event, NCAA Southland Bowling League Championship. I'd like to thank Chris Mikowski, Stephanie McDonald, Travis Day, and the rest of the team from the Southland Bowling League for having us here.
Mike, that crew does a great job in running this event, and for people that have never been to one, it's kind of like going into a professional event. It's very professionally run. and they do a great job with this event. It's top-notch all the way, very, very timely. We were scheduled to start bowling at 9 o'clock today, and I think that's when the lights come on for scoring, sir.
Certainly did. Certainly did.
And I don't know if you mentioned, Mike, the unique practice session that they have for the girls, for the collegiate bowlers. They have open practice across all the pair lanes from 1921 through 32. And then they do not allow them to practice on 25 or 26 at that time. And that's the pair they're currently on. But after 15 minutes of practice, open practice, as they call it, where the girls can bowl on any lane, then they bring them to the starting pair for 10 minutes of practice, 5 on one lane and 5 on the other lane. And it's a very unique format.
I want to welcome everybody into the chat. I want to say hello to Lang and Flamin' Hawk and Matthew Nantas and Alan Peterson, Daniel Snyder. Welcome into the chat, everybody. We do have an interactive chat here on YouTube, and we certainly would like for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do it. You'll get notifications letting you know when we're live the next time. Help support bowling, help support these ladies and all the other great events we do by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Now here's Kristen Qua up in the second frame for Vanderbilt. She has the only open thus far from both teams.
9-pin.
She's from Singapore, and she's one of the more enjoyable bowlers I've enjoyed watching the last couple of weekends. She really keeps the ball in play, doesn't do too much with it, kind of more of your traditional stroker type player. But she did struggle a little bit down the stretch yesterday, and that's why she's been moved to the leadoff position, and thus far making a couple of shots not characteristic of Kristen. So it'll be interesting to see as we move along if she can find her groove and contribute in a big way like she normally does for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and what other coaching changes will we see today that we didn't see a lot of yesterday, but now we're down to the nuts and bolts, and the championship trophy and the is online, and Eddie Richard converts 1-2-4 there. A lot of those combinations, Mike, left yesterday and Friday, and we're going to see 1-2-4s and 2 4-10s and 2 8-10s all day on this pattern. Alan, yes, it is a hard oil pattern. It is a 2-to-1 ratio, 42 foot long, and 30 mil of volume, total volume on the lane. And
here's Arkansas State now. They have not struck yet.
And
there you go. So sometimes we're called the black cloud because we say things like, oh, they've been perfect so far, and then they don't. Well, right there was the opposite.
Yep.
No strikes yet. Here comes a strike. So that's a white cloud, I believe is what they call that.
Well, I'm sure Nicole appreciates the cloud, whatever color it is, as long as you're helping her strike. Well, we just about said that Vandy field frames all day yesterday, and the girl misses one, and another strike by Brooke Wood. Brooks, the lone senior in the starting 5 for Arkansas State. Mike?
And I know this is Katie Stark up on lane 25. Katie, the southpaw, and has a lot of energy.
Great shot, Mike. That was a great shot right off her hand. Lefties are, as usual, playing a little further to the left than the girls on the right
more
are.
Up the lane.
More up the lane. A little more direct, yes, sir. The righties are in between somewhere 12 to 18 in there. You just cannot send it right and get it to recover. You just don't have much room for error. Another good shot.
Yep, back-to-back lefties in the lineup here.
Yep.
And actually, you know what? That might be Katie Stark, actually. I needed to check on that.
Somebody watching can help us out a little bit.
We
Alan,
have
we appreciate you
both
jumping in.
lefties there.
Yeah, back-to-back lefties.
As I mentioned yesterday, I sure wish I was out covering the collegiate bowling and that was my full-time job. I'd know every name and every young lady out there.
Sure you would. Yeah, you would get.
All right, comes in light for the 1-2-4.
That's one of the twins. There's.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thought I had that. I thought I was wrong on that.
Okay,
Emily Rigney is the third bowler. Katie Stark is the fourth bowler. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So Jordan Richard up now on 26. She is. Her twin sister is Haley, the leadoff bowler for Arkansas State. Haley Richard leadoff, Jordan Richard anchor on the team. I believe, not 100% correct, but feel pretty comfortable. I'll give it 90% that Jordan is 6-time MVP of tournaments this year. And Mike, I think they've played 10 or 12 events, to my knowledge. Season starts for the girls 1st of October, and they bowl all the way through. This will be their last event before Nationals, and that will be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, April 13, 14, and 15. Solid shot. So for those folks that are listening and watching, if you happen to turn your head from your TV or your computer or your phone and you hear a black gold, then you know Vanderbilt has struck. If you hear Pack Pride, you know Arkansas State has struck. The environment is really neat in these college tournaments, Mike. It's just so different than what we watch in most any bowling event.
Arkansas State with a good-looking shot there. Right up around 11 or so is what it looked like to me.
Yeah, Nicole's up 11, so that gives them back-to-back strikes for her and back-to-back strikes for 1 and 2 players for Arkansas State. And Brooke Wood up to throw a double here, and a little quieter in the building today with just 2 teams. The crowd's not as big as it was yesterday when these two were playing. We had a pretty full house at that time yesterday. There it is. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a little charting over here, Mike. I'm gonna do my own little paperwork. We'll see how many times that 210 or combinations left today. Folks a little right of target, and that's what's going to happen most of the time. The ball's just not going to recover enough to get back to the pocket. Very flat, a lot of volume on a slick surface normally. And then you tack on probably is, oh, she picked it up. Brooke Woods showing you how it's done right there with the 210 combination. I would speculate, Mike, that the tournaments.
I got that highlight up. Let's look at it one more time.
Great shot by Brooke.
210. Can't draw it up any better than that.
And that's, like I say, that's the way they draw it up on the board.
There is the scoreboard.
Yeah, a lot of volume, Mike, on this lane surface. Probably more than the girls have ever bowled on. JD, 2 years ago, was Junior Team USA member. The Richards sisters are Junior Team USA members last year.
Katie Stark comes in light. Leaves a modified, what you would call a bucket combination. You just take the 9-pin and move it over to the 10-pin position. Almost through 3 frames here. Traditional team game at the Southland Bowling League Championships. Mike Flanagan here with you, along with Greg O'Neill. And almost an even match right now. Through 14 frames. As a matter of fact, it's exactly even, not counting the marks.
Right.
But according to the scoreboard up there currently right now,
yes.
it is that even match.
310, 310?
210.
210, I'm sorry. I should look in front of me. I told my wife, I caught myself looking more at the scoring monitors over the lanes instead of the one right in front of me. Jordan Richard leads Greek Church off a spare, so they're going to lose a little count there, and my guess will be an open.
Here's Maria Bolanova. She's bowling anchor today for Vanderbilt. She bowls anchor quite a bit for Vanderbilt, and I want to give her some love. She's an awesome bowler in her own right. Awesome anchor bowler. We've been giving a lot of love to Stephanie Schwartz this weekend and Jordan Richard and some of the other anchor bowlers from some of the other teams, but Maria Bolanova anchors this squad for Vanderbilt.
Mike, I've had the pleasure of Josie Ernest bowling in a couple of my events. And as I watched her bowl and as I watch the girls for Vanderbilt bowl, the arm swing is almost exactly alike on every girl on the team. Compliment to the job she's done with these girls. And the follow through for Vanderbilt is like no other. Just every shot you watch, these girls they're balanced, they're calm at the line, but that arm swing really gets pulled up through there. And if you've ever watched Joni Ernest bowl, it looks the same way.
Bolanova's just a freshman.
Wow.
From Moscow, Russia.
Wow.
So through 3 frames, 230 to 222. As Kristen Kwa gets Vanderbilt started in the 4th frame on the left lane. We're glad you're with us this morning. Mike Flanagan, Greg O'Neill here with you. And Kristen Kwa gets on the board with a strike. That feels good with the double up there. It's on the board for the 4th frame, but on the board for her for the 2nd time in a row on the double, and nice recovery after a couple of errant shots to start the match.
Well, Mike, I'm going to speculate we're going to be 980, 990-ish range total score here for these 5 games. Anything over 1,000 for the viewing audience is really good. These 2 teams will probably be high 900. And I think today, as we left yesterday, this was set up to be a great championship finals. These 2 teams compete against each other on a regular basis at tournaments.
While we wait for the respot of the pin here, Greg Greg, if you don't mind, since your daughter goes to Arkansas State, could you run down the lineup for me?
I could.
Your leadoff bowler.
That's Haley Richard. Again, she transferred her and her sister Jordan, the anchor bowler. They transferred from Central Missouri. This is their second year with the team. And their second bowler is Nicole Milliken, and I'm probably going to pronounce that name wrong. Nicole Milliken. And then the third bowler is the lone senior of the starting five. There's 2 seniors on the team. The third bowler is Brooke Wood. The fourth bowler is J.D. Scott Jones. She was Junior Team USA 2 years ago. And then the anchor is Jordan Richards. Again, Haley and her are twins.
Thank you very much, Greg, for
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir.
Third frame here, Emily Rigney up for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, solid strike. Very solid. I wish I could do the same for Vanderbilt's lineup, Mike. And
I got it right here, and Emily is a freshman as well. So,
wow.
So third bowler and anchor bowler, both freshmen. Katie Stark, the junior. Kristen Qua is just a sophomore. And Giselle Poss, the only senior in the starting lineup, bowling in the 2-hole.
So they'll be competitive again next year. Arkansas State will have a lot of juniors next year. And then another strike for Vandy. 2 back-to-back good shots there, Mike.
Vanderbilt going right down the line here. Filling frames and trying to take a lead here in the 4th frame.
Yeah, another big split for Arkansas State.
So here is the freshman from Russia, Maria Bolanova. She gets a handful.
She does indeed.
As Vanderbilt has 4 out of 5 strikes in the 4th frame. Arkansas State, Brooke Wood gets count.
Well, this is a little bit different format. I know somebody asked earlier, and you'd kind of posted how it was. It's a double elimination bracket. Arkansas State beat Vandy in the finals of the winners bracket. And then Vanderbilt, late yesterday afternoon, I think we started about 4:30. They defeated Stephen F. Austin to get the championship match. So all of a sudden, the double elimination part goes away.
Yes, sir.
So if Vandy wins this match, they win the tournament, and same for Arkansas State. So again, we've been double elimination all weekend, and we get to Sunday the finals, and we're done here at this one match. So
J.D. Scott Jones gets a strike up on the board for Arkansas State. Jordan Richard with a strike.
Jordan will be a little deeper than everybody else, Mike. She has great revolution. Really get your hand in the ball totally, and she is generally just a little bit deeper than everybody else on the team. JD can get in there with her, but not quite the way that Jordan does. Hey, if you're in the chat room with us, hit the like button, give us a thumbs up. InsideBowling.com, streaming events, kind of all over the country. Mike does this as a part-time job, and he does a great job doing it. I've watched his events from my TV and computer many times, and I get to see it from a different angle. And let me tell you, there's a lot going on that this guy does. And what you see, there's a lot of hard work prior to walking in, and then what you're seeing is the efforts of somebody that not only loves the sport, but wants you to see a good product, and he delivers. InsideBowling.com. Like him on the YouTube, Facebook. Run those numbers up for us.
Thanks,
on
Greg.
Inside Bowling.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Vandy filling frames. You've got an event coming up. I don't know if any of the ladies that run the tournament or gentlemen, Michael Shirley helps, Nancy Burrows and Tamara Dunning. You've got an event coming right there in my hometown, just about. I live in North Little Rock. The event's going to be in Little Rock. The Boom Doubles in April. Boom Doubles. Professor Bowl West, Little Rock, Arkansas. 10,000 first place guaranteed money, prize money. Guaranteed. And they run a big events. They run a squad on Friday night and 2, maybe 3 squads on Saturday. And you'll have a lot of fun on a competitive shot, but you'll have a lot of fun. And Mike will be streaming that event. And the following weekend, he'll take off to Indianapolis, Indiana for the Logo Infusion IB Open. That's Mike's baby that I gave you. You gave birth to what, Mike, 6, 7 years ago?
7 years ago, yep.
There you go.
So that's our upcoming live stream. For a full list of our live streaming events coming up, head over to InsideBowling.com. We have our stream schedule listed on there for you. Very easy to find.
And Mike, I'd like to send you a link to my page and my schedule, if you wouldn't mind throwing it on there. For those scratch bowlers out that like one-day tournaments, Arkansas Scratch Bowlers Tour, website's www.asbtbowl.net. Another strike.
Yep.
Lefty for Mandy. That's a double for her, Mike.
Yeah, Emily Rigney, that's a double. We'll see if Katie Stark can bring the doubles right down the line here.
Yeah. They could stretch the lead out here a little bit.
Here's Brooke Wood coming off an open. Much better shot.
Much better. And the week 10, I talked about it all day yesterday, Mike. The tendency of this house is a flat 10 or a soft 10, whatever, weak 10, whichever you'd like to call it. And wide left, got lucky to get just the 3-pin left. Yeah, they just go over to the gutter and they don't kick out like a lot of centers do. They just lay there. And it's notorious, even on their house condition, Mike, which from the friends I have up here at Bowl League, it's not the friendliest house shot in the world, but this surface and lack of carry makes that part of the problem. All right, Brooke covers the 10-pin there. And cover the 3-pin for the lefty. Well, we've got to 9:30 and the crowd has doubled. They bring bleachers in for these events, and most people have to stand on the bleachers. If you sit down at one of the tables or in a chair, you do not see, oh my, slid the 5-pin over to where the 6-pin almost should be. Can you replay that one, Mike?
No.
No, sorry about that.
Just missed it.
Just missed it. We can see the lead there.
I might be able to get it. Hold on, let's see. You know you're getting comfortable in the booth when you're calling for replays.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see if I got this here. Let's see what I can do. It's gonna rewind back a little bit here. Unfortunately, it's about a 30-second clip. Here it is again. It's the best I could do. JD's actually up alive right now, and she just covered the spare.
Yeah.
All right, here's the replay.
There you go.
That's interesting.
You don't see that very often.
No, you don't.
So she kind of played it like it was 3-6-10 and covered it very well. Well, no more doubles for Vandy there. They both are going to make spares. And again, it's about filling frames, folks, on this pattern, this condition. Just a premium on shooting spares. Two to 1 ratio, Mike. You just does not leave any room for error, sir. Mike, the one thing I'd like to say, having the opportunity to sit here with you in the booth, I've had the opportunity to talk to a few coaches and interact with them, and what an honor and pleasure it is for myself to do that, as Jordan covers the 6, 9, 10. And so I want to thank you for inviting me in to your world and let me experience it a little bit. And it's been an honor for me, and I can't tell you how many texts and messages I sent out Friday night, last night, telling everybody to watch the stream.
Yes, sir. I've been happy to have you here this weekend. It's been nice to have you in the booth. We're halfway through this match number 1, 425 to 393. And Vanderbilt and Arkansas State have all marks in the 5th frame.
Oh my.
Solid 8 for
Oh my goodness.
Kristen Qua. Let's look at that one more time.
Shot. Well, you can't throw it any better than that.
Nope, that's perfect.
That's as good as you can throw a bowling ball. And as usual, I don't think it would have mattered where Haley's ball would have hit, she would have struck. Somebody on the other team gets the worst break in bowling, and generally the next person up gets all breaks. I mean, Haley threw a good ball, so I'm not saying she didn't. It's just normally that next ball up is a strike for whoever. And she makes that spare with ease. Hijinx Entertainment Center. They call it Hijinx Game Night Reinvented, and there's a washout with a 10-pin for Nicole. And a 5-pin. No, 8-pin. Excuse me. Sorry, Mike. Solid strike. Very solid. Great pitch. Great pitch.
A lot of international flavor here on this Vanderbilt team, with Maria being from Russia, the anchor bowler, Kristen Qua being from Singapore, and Emily Rigney from Australia.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, collegiate bowling, ladies bowling, high school bowling has picked up all across America, giving these collegiate girls a chance to go to college on a scholarship and bowling the sport they love in. And this is the stepping stone for the women's tour. And got the 7 out of the 7-10 over there for Brooke. So yeah, it's a stepping stone for a lot of these girls. For some of them, it'll be this will kind of be the end of the road for them. Some of them will step up the ladder, i.e. Josie Ernest, former Vanderbilt player, and now a champion on the PWBA. as is Liz
Culkin, yeah.
Culkin. And now she holds the national record 3 game for women.
890.
890. Due to social media, it was kind of neat to watch that.
Sure was.
And she turned around here a couple of weeks ago and had another really big set. Maybe 860 or 870.
Good.
Oh, 7-pin.
Tell you what, these lefties for Vanderbilt have had a really nice look to the pocket, and I'm sure they're communicating with one another.
Yes.
Emily Rigney and Katie Stark, third and fourth bowlers. And now here's J.D. Scott Jones. Scott Jones with a strike in the fourth and has not struck since. Did not strike in the fifth, but last time on this lane she did throw a strike, but that time now for a 6-pin errant shot. Vanderbilt with about a 50-pin lead. If you're just joining us, Southland Bowling League Championship. I'm Mike Flanagan, joined by Greg O'Neill. And this is the first game of a best-of-3 format, 3 different ways of bowling. First way here is the traditional team game. Coming up next will be 5 Baker games, total pinfall for the 5 games against one another per team. And then if it's 1-1 at that point and no one sweeps those 2, we will go to the third type of bowling competition, which is best 4 out of 7 head-to-head Baker matches.
And it usually is pretty intense at that point in time, Mike. I mean, it is now, but not to the degree it gets to when they go to that format. Another solid shot.
Bolanova now, she likes this left lane, has not struck on the right lane yet. Now here's Jordan Richard.
Yeah, and she's off to a real slow start this morning.
Yeah, she struck last time on this lane and strikes again. She likes that lane.
Yes, sir.
I would say she's got the highest rev rate out of anyone that entered this tournament.
I agree.
She's awesome.
She throws the ball really, really well. I think she'll be a force to be reckoned with. You compared her yesterday to Michelle Feldman. I think she'll be a force out on the tour when she gets there.
Well, she's certainly got the pedigree to do so.
Yes.
It's just a matter to see if she can put it all together. Once you step out there,
yep.
We've seen a lot of talented collegiate players not make it on tour,
yes.
and we've also seen some of them with the perfect resume go on to be Hall of Famers. So,
well, the great thing for these college lady bowlers, through the nose there, 4-7-10. Mike, they never play on house shots. All their tournaments are on generally around a 3-4-1 ratio or less. And so they practice during the week. 1, 2, 4, 8 for Haley Richards. They practice on a condition every day they practice. And I know for ASU they practice here at Hijinx, and they get a pattern laid out. Generally, whatever the tournament pattern is that they're going to bowl on for the week or 2 that prior to that, they practice on that pattern. And so these girls are used to seeing tough conditions, and I know the chops there. So Arkansas State's struggling this morning. Nobody can get in the groove or get loose. We saw Vanderbilt have this problem yesterday on a pair that the Baker batch will be on next, and that's lanes 27 and 28, where a solid shot and a double by Vanderbilt. The black gold champ, black gold. 567, 504. And put 4 in the pack pride from Brookwood. high for a lefty there. Mike leaves the 4-10, got the 7 out, and wobbled the 10 pin. Mike, when my daughter come up here, another solid shot.
Yeah, Brooke
Oh,
Wood
that was Brooke.
gets on
I'm
the
sorry.
board
Yeah,
there with a
yeah.
strike.
Yeah, that was Nicole a minute ago. That's a double for Brooke. These girls have workouts other than bowling. They have a strength and conditioning coach, just like the football team or the basketball team, Mike. And they have workouts generally early in the morning, sometimes late in the evening. They'll practice and go have dinner and then go work out. Or they'll get up early in the morning and work out before classes. So don't think they just hang out in the bowling center and bowl all day.
J.D. Scott Jones.
Another light. And
Yep.
another bucket. J.D. has kind of been high, so I'm assuming she made a little move there. And leaves a bucket.
As soon as you go left to right, just a little bit, it can get real tough. Katie Stark with a strike. I'm really impressed with Vanderbilt's 2 lefties in the 3 and 4 hole.
Yes, both of them.
And of course, the anchor bowler, Bolanova, going at a Dutch pace. It'll be interesting to see if she can get a strike on the right lane.
Yeah, good spare by J.D.
Sure is, going hard and straight at it like that,
Yeah,
and just being
yeah.
able to pinpoint that
Yeah.
perfectly.
Split them right in the middle.
Yep.
Scott, Clifton, welcome. Enjoy the show. Thanks for logging in and joining our chat room. I'm not in the loudmouth pants today. I dressed calmly today in a pair of black and white striped pants, mainly to stay warm.
And Bolanova just cannot strike on this right lane. She's perfect on the left lane, can't strike on this lane, but the good news is they're going to finish on the left lane.
Yes.
Interesting side note.
Yes. Oh, another solid shot there.
Yeah, Jordan.
Leap.
Yeah, she has not been able to get a strike on this left lane. She struck twice on the right lane, still bidding for her first strike on the left lane.
That was a solid shot there. Ring 10, great ball.
So if you take the two anchor bowlers and just put them on the opposite lanes,
we're going to have a good score.
We'd have a really good score, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Mike, I encourage people that are watching, especially you young people that are in training mode and learning mode, watch the girls' arm swings, watch how still they keep their head and how well balanced they are at the foul line. You watch any of your top-notch bowlers, and they're very calm at the foul line. Had an interesting chat with Josie Ernest after we were done yesterday, and she talked about where she was her freshman year and where she is now, and how much improvement the college experience gave her over those years, Mike. And she didn't mention the name. She said she had a young lady on her team that kind of reminded her freshman year, and wasn't sure if she was going to be able to do some of the things. And Josie pulled up video and said, okay, look at me when I was your age, and look at you, and look at me now, and this is where you'll be if you keep working at it. And great shot.
Kristen Claw.
Great shot by Kristen Claw. Absolutely 10 in the pit.
Pured it. Haley Richard comes in light. 210 or 2-8.
Mike, she's just struggling. I think she just had one strike today. Is that correct? Or
two.
Two, yeah.
She's got strikes in the third and the sixth, and her sister also only strikes in the fourth and the sixth. So,
yeah, Haley is ideal leadoff bowler. She rarely opens. Another great shot. Another great shot. I think that's a 3-bagger. Covers the 2-8. And
Giselle Poss quietly sneaking into bowling the highest game here on the pair if she can keep striking.
Yes, sir.
It's always nice when your 2-hole bowler has 3 in a row.
Yes. And they get their back-to-back lefties.
I like to call the 2-hole the secret weapon. Here is Emily Rigney now up. Southpaw. Been bowling a really good game.
Got that one in right off her hand, Mike. That was right immediately.
Crosses over for the 7-8. See if she can pick up this marginal split here. And a crossover for Nicole. It's interesting, both ladies made almost identical shots. One left-handed for Vanderbilt, one right-hander for Arkansas State. And one bowler leaves just the 10, and the other bowler here leaves the 7 and the 8. Emily here leaving the 7 and the 8. And I would say that there's about a 65% chance that she's going to convert this split.
Looks good.
She's got it.
Got it. Great shot.
That is how you pick up the 7-8.
Hayes 321. Yes, I believe all the collegiate bowling teams have the fitness coach and workouts that go on. I mean, we talked about this yesterday. Oh, out of the gutter, and that may have a chip in the ball when it comes back. It took a hard left turn right in front of the 10 pin.
There's Katie Stark now up, looking for a double here, coming off of an open from Arkansas State. You can really feel the momentum shift here.
Good shot. Great shot. Great shot.
And there's nothing worse than missing a single pin spare, and then your opponent goes up and throws a double like that. And Vanderbilt travels well. They have a lot of people here cheering them on.
Yes, they do. They're about 4 hours. Is that another 2-10 combination? It is.
2-4-10 here for Brookwood. And now Maria Bolanova going up here on her good lane. She's been perfect on lane 25.
It's quiet in here all of a sudden, Mike.
Sure does. Oh, that's left to target.
Yep, got in a little bit with it. The 2-to-1 ratio just doesn't allow you. Can Wood do it again? No. Yeah, you just can't. 2-to-1 ratio just doesn't have any kind of hold either way, going or coming. And you've got to be pretty accurate.
Arkansas State now down, approaching 100 pins.
Yeah, I don't know, Mike. I don't see it happening. I think we can put the check mark. If we were broadcasting a political event, we would call this match. We're not, so. Covers the spare. Well, they just kept following for JD there. She ended up leaving a 7-pin. Mike, Vanderbilt's going to have strike, 3-bagger, spare, double, spare going into the 9th frame, and they can really slam the door with a couple of strikes in the 9th frame. Arkansas State just does not have the look they did yesterday afternoon in the match against Vanderbilt. I think missed the 7-pin.
So a really rough 8th frame here for Arkansas State.
Yeah, just gonna pretty much seal the deal. The air's kind of been taken out of the building, and they're scurrying around, making ball changes or talking and making trips to the dressing room for them or their locker room. Make some adjustments, Mike.
Haley really, I'm sorry, Jordan likes this right lane.
Yes, sir. She does. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Mike, it's going to be on ASU to win the 5-game Baker total to extend this match.
Well, with the talent we have here, I know it's a tough pattern, but a lot can happen here. You know, if we see a flip-flop of what just happened here in the 8th frame, per se for the other team in the 9th frame, you know, right now it's about a 60-pin lead according to the scoreboard, more like 90 with the strikes that are on the board. But
yes, sir.
In this demanding condition, a lot can change in 2 frames. We do have that 10th frame where everybody will throw 3 shots. We'll see what happens. Here's Kristen Qua for Vanderbilt as Arkansas State is having a bit of a huddle and team meeting and regrouping about what's going on here. You can see it just there on the left side of your screen. I would imagine Kristen's going to complete this frame before anybody gets up on the approach even for Arkansas State as they're discussing strategy and
having a little team meeting.
What they should do.
Yeah. They were talking a little bit into that last frame, Mike. Obviously, we can't hear their discussion. They were moving around and shuffling things. I see Brooke bringing a different ball in. So we'll see. We'll see what changes that they're making.
And Kristen with the spare. So still filling frames there for Vanderbilt, which, as you said, you know, would definitely be enough. So let's just see how this thing shakes out. I wouldn't mind seeing Arkansas State go up here and just throw a star frame here, all strikes in the 9th, and make things a little bit interesting.
Well, they're certainly capable, no doubt. They showed that yesterday. And the group of girls not up are still kind of in debate on what.
There's a strike to get us started for Haley Richard.
There's your first one.
So there's 1 out of 1 here in the 9th after the team meeting.
Mike, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Haley made a move left that shot. And, well, there's a washout with an 8-pin for Vanderbilt. So exactly what you said, Mike, is already starting to happen. If you can give me a set of numbers, I'll buy a lottery ticket when we leave here today. Oh, wrap 10 for Nicole. That was a good shot. Good shot. And I think she moved in too. That may have been the discussion. Get everybody in a little deeper. And an open. Good shot at it. Took the 3 out. So Nicole missed 10-pin last frame. Mike, be interesting to see what the psyche is and how she, what she does with this one.
And if you hear noise in the building, that's the air conditioning kicking back on as Mike, you see a missed 10-pin.
Same thing she did last time, missed it right on the right. And for the folks watching, yeah, these are very talented young ladies. Great shot right there. I can't stress enough the amount of oil on the lanes. 30 mil volume. Most of your house shots are probably 17 to 20-ish. You know, it gets heavy at 23, 24, 25. 27's a lot. 30 is just an absolute flood. So it just makes playing that 10-pin that much more difficult, and especially when you're in a pressure-packed situation. And well, we're starting to see now for Arkansas State. You guys will not be able to see it over to your left. The warm-up pair is turned on. And
how about a strike for Katie Stark?
Yeah, is that a 3-bagger? Yeah, that's a 3-bagger for her. So
yeah, and going into this Baker right now, Vanderbilt's just keeping the ball more in play right now. They're leaving less splits.
Yes.
They're using a little bit more aggressive bowling balls from what I've seen. And their game plan right now is really good, and Arkansas State has 2 girls warming up over on the practice pair right now.
Yeah, that's freshman Julia Hearn over there, and that's the other senior, Samantha Wallace, warming up on the practice pair. It's off to our left. So what happens, Mike, I don't know if it's different. I don't think it is. From what I understand, if you're not in the match, you get 8 balls of practice. You can throw 2 now, 2 later. There's a sheet down there that they have to mark. So the NCAA looks at that. The Southland Conference tournament director will look at that and make sure they don't bowl more than 8 balls. And like I said, it can be 2 now, and they can go back over. And after the one Baker game, they may come down and throw 2 or 3 more. So 8 total for the day, and you can sub in and out at any point in time. Even spare for the anchor bowler for Vanderbilt. And Jordan's up. And a solid 7. So Mike, the left lane, you called it. She just cannot strike over. That's 2 good balls, though. Solid 10 and a solid 7 for her on that lane. So yeah, they can. If at this point in time, if Coach Kostick wanted to bring a girl in to shoot this spare, he could. And she covers that. So we're going in 10th frame, and Vanderbilt's going to be out in front. Is that 100, Mike? Is that 830 to 720?
724 to 825, heading into the 10th frame.
100, it's possible, but not probable. Not today.
Don't forget, we will have Baker games coming up for you next in part 2, round 2 of this championship match. Glad you're with us. Mike and Greg here with you.
Well, if it can happen, Vanderbilt's going to have to do what they just did several times, and Arkansas State leaves a split also, 3-10, 4-7-10 on the left lane. Mike, I think it's neat when you mentioned the around-the-world talent that Vanderbilt has on their team. It just goes to show you how popular the sport of bowling is. And, you know, the bowling world is losing centers right and left for financial reasons, this, that, and the other. And, man, it is just absolutely wonderful to come in. I know, Mike, you worked an event last week in Smyrna, Tennessee that had 35 collegiate teams. Normally the collegiate team will have, they have to have 5 on a team. Most teams will carry 10 girls. 5 can play at any time. And so 10 is usually pretty much the max roster, and trip out the bucket, leave the 2 pin. So yeah, 10 is usually the max, Mike, for when they travel. They generally on a big bus. I know tournaments in New York, the girls fly up there. I think they flew to Orlando, Florida for an event. Events in Nebraska, down in Arlington, Houston, they bus down 2 days before generally. So and like I said, for those that just jumping in the chat room, these girls started their season October 1st. And we'll end it 3 weeks from now. April 13, 14, and 15. Fair by Vandy, number 2 bowler. Arkansas State running out of time and not striking enough, Mike. When you're 100 down going in the 10th, you can't have anybody leave anything. I'll be curious to see if there's a strike. I'll be curious to see if one of the 2 girls practicing comes in here. Vanderbilt now has 2 girls down on the practice pair also.
Yeah, they're going to go to lanes 27 and 28 next, and 27 and 28 yesterday. These two teams took each other on, and
oh my!
And that's where
I think I've got the score wrote down from that, Mike. They were in a Baker format on that pair yesterday, and Vanderbilt has 152, 171, 140, 160, and I think their last game was 175. Arkansas State had 224, 142, 191, 171, 212. So the 142 and the 171 was on the right lane, or lane 28, as Vanderbilt's 152, 140, 170 was on the right lane yesterday. Lane 28 was as brutal of a condition as I've watched in several years. I'm sure neither team is excited to go back there for more Baker matches. I'm not sure who will draw the right lane. I would guess it would be Vanderbilt, just because they're the 3 seed of this tournament. Arkansas State's the 1 seed. Arkansas State won this event last year, and they're hoping for a repeat, and they've got their backs up against the wall. And they're going to be down 1-0. Vanderbilt goes for a 3-bagger here. Oh no, I'm sorry, shooting fair. Well, my guess is if the girls are going to make changes to get ready for 27-28, now that this match is in hand, I would say you're making all your moves and all your ball changes. And JD continues to struggle. I think she went deeper that time. Again, I can't stress the difficulty of the pattern as you folks watch these girls bowl.
Yeah, the oil pattern is extremely difficult, as you can see from the scoring pace. 168, 188, 201 for Vanderbilt thus far. Possible 223 for Katie Stark, and a possible 207 for Maria Bolanova. For Arkansas State, 172, 178, 159, a possible 170 for J.D. Scott Jones. And one of the best female bowlers in the country, only 189 left for Jordan Richard.
And that's probably pretty par for the course, Mike. And there's a 4-bagger. Well, I think the lefties are both going to shoot 200, didn't they, Mike?
Yeah. 201,
yeah,
going to be in the 200s here, and I've kind of been talking about that as I was kind of watching the lines go, you know, the way that everybody's attacking the lanes, and that kind of straighter up the lane and being able to communicate between the 3rd and the 4th bowlers there for Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
That's really been the difference in this match, because if you look at the right-handers, 168 versus 172, very similar between the two teams for the leadoff bowlers. Second bowlers, 178, 188, very, very similar.
Right.
But then that's in that 3rd bowler, you saw a 201 from the lefty from Vanderbilt and a 159 from Arkansas State, from a very, very good player in Brooke Wood. A lot of experience there. And then in the 4-hole here, you know, bowling the highest game on the pair is going to be Katie Stark. She happens to be left-handed, and she's bowling no slouch. I mean, J.D. Scott Jones is an excellent bowler,
yes,
a solid 4-hole bowler for Arkansas State. And then, just the battle of the anchor bowlers, where Maria's got the best of Jordan so far. So, as you can see, Katie Stark, she's bringing it, and 223 for Katie Stark is going to help bring the team to a 1-0 lead here to start.
Well, it certainly made a difference. Again, I don't know if you remember earlier when we started the match, I said we'd get to around 980. And I think they're going to be knocking on that door. Arkansas State will finish at 856. And that's pretty typical of what we saw yesterday for the most part. Crossover 5-10.
Yep, 856 for Arkansas State on the board, and Vanderbilt is going to be around 970-ish with a spare.
Yeah, Arkansas State, nobody shooting deuce, and 2 shooting deuce for Vandy, and they're both on the left side lane. And
shooting deuce, I like it.
Shooting deuce. Well, besides the air conditioning unit running behind us, there's crowd noise is very quiet as the A-State fans are kind of sitting on their hands. And Vanderbilt very gracious in their win, as they should be. Great group of folks. Mike, it's been a pleasure talking to a lot of the parents and interacting with them. Great girls, very polite, and just a great atmosphere, top to bottom.
Okay, so here we go, filling it up. This will be the last shot here for the first portion of today's championship. Vanderbilt's going to go up 1-0 in the championship thus far. When we come back here in just a minute, we will have the Baker competition, part 2 of our championship round here from the Southland Bowling League Championship. We'll be right back on Inside Bowling. Action underway here in Baker competition. Mike Flanagan here with you, 2017 Southland Bowling League Championship. This is the Baker portion. So we bring in our scoreboard now. Now you hear a bit of a rally here for Arkansas State. Vanderbilt up 1-0 thus far in the team traditional portion. It'll be all Baker from here. If Vanderbilt were to defeat Arkansas State here in this Baker portion, they would be your 2017 Southland Bowling League champions. Arkansas State, the defending champions, looking to do something about that and tie it up 1-1. If they do tie it up here, we will see 7 games of head-to-head Baker competition. The first team to win 4 will win the 2017 Southland Bowling League Championship, but Vanderbilt's trying to close them out 2-0 and get out of here a little bit early here today. Mike Flanagan, Greg O'Neill here with you. We switch over to lanes 27 and 28 onto a fresh condition.
Mike, and I believe they made a lineup change.
Yes, they have.
And, that may have paid off. You know, this was a lane that gave Vanderbilt fits yesterday. We talked about it earlier. 27 and 28 was not kind to neither team, but it really gave Vanderbilt fits. And yeah, it looks like they've gone.
They got Emily Rigney bowling second,
and the other lefties, I believe,
bowling fourth.
Yeah, bowling fourth. So they did move her up. Baker, for those unfamiliar with this format, you bowl 2 frames, and Mike, that's a double on that lane. They did not have one yesterday on that lane. Baker format, you bowl 2 frames in a game. The first bowler bowls frames 1 and 6. The number 2 bowler 2 and 7, so forth and so on. 3, 8, 4-9, 5-10. And that ball's going to return, and it did for Brookwood.
So far, they're clean through
Yes, sir.
3 frames.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm almost afraid to predict, Mike, but I think we'll get to 1,000 today on this pair. We certainly didn't get close to that yesterday. But there's a little bit more on the line today, and I think the numbers will be a little higher. Again, Arkansas State's backs up against the wall. We'll ride a target. 1-2-4 for JD. Championship match, Southland Bowling League 2017. Hijinx Entertainment Center, formerly known as Jonesboro Bowling Center. Jonesboro, Arkansas, 10:14 Central Time. And Vanderbilt Commodores, Arkansas State Lady Red Wolves. The 1 and 3 seeds. Arkansas State the 1 seed. And, both teams are ranked nationally in the top 5. I believe Arkansas State's 3 and Vanderbilt is ranked number 5 nationally in the Collegiate National 10-Pin Bowling Association rankings. And a little high, 3-6-10. And this pair for Jordan Richards, she made it look easy yesterday. Of all the girls bowling, 10 girls on the pair, she had definitely the best look and just was on a strike fest down there and started again today. Mike, she threw some really good shots over here on 25 and 26 that didn't strike. The dreaded 3-6-10 conversion. Filling frames. Been kind of our theme all weekend. And a double. Jordan's twin, Haiti Richards, follows her up, and Mike and I can only imagine the excitement and pleasure of bowling with your twin sister and both being as competitive as they are and as good as they are. Like gold. You know that's a strike for Vanderbilt. So for everybody watching, understand that the girls are bowling on fresh, the only play that these lanes have had. And Nicole gives Arkansas State a 3-bagger. The only play the lanes have had are the practice. They have open practice except on 25 and 26. So there has been some practice on this pair. If they move each match within the match, for each pair will come back to 23 and 24. If we go to the tiebreaker match, which is best 5 of 7. Do we lose it, Mike?
Yeah, we just keep going as if we're not though.
Oh, okay, I got you. So yeah, there's been a fresh pair every time for every match. We change and. Now, when they moved over here, there was no practice. They had practice on their starting pair, 25, 26, 10 minutes, 5 minutes on each pair. And then they make the move and they continue bowling, and they will do the same when they come to 23 and 24 for the if game if we go there. Nice spare conversion by Brooke. And Arkansas State's got a slight lead in this game. Now, this is total for 5 games, so winning this game does not necessarily matter. You just want to win by as many as you can. There's another strike by Vanderbilt. Arkansas State's clean through 8, and I believe Vanderbilt has 1 open. Solid 10 by JD. Very good shot. Very good shot there. Again, this bowling center is notorious for corner pins being left, and it really doesn't matter what angle you're coming from. And a double for Vanderbilt. Tighten the match up just a little bit. Again, one double, one open. Arkansas State's got a three-bagger, so they're up, still up. About 20 pins going into the 10th frame. We'll see what happens. JD makes the 10 pin here, and she does. So our delay, as we look at the monitor, is the graphics that come up when the ladies make a spare strike. We get the traditional graphics. 175 in the 8th, and Vanderbilt now has a three-bagger. First ball on the 10th was a strike. So Arkansas State's maxed at 225. And Jordan Richards light and leaves the bucket. And I believe Vanderbilt is maxed at 226, Mike, best I can tell. And again, folks, you can sense the quietness and the seriousness of the event happening. A solid 10 there. And, sorry about that. I didn't realize Jordan had the 8 pin there also. She had left the 258, and she converted. So Vanderbilt's going to shoot 216, or did she leave a 710? No, just the 10 pin. And Arkansas State's going to shoot 212 as the air conditioning unit kicks on behind us. You hear that rumble?
Yeah, things just got real weird in here. 216 for Vanderbilt. Possible 212 for Arkansas State.
Oh,
wow.
Took the 710 out.
So Vanderbilt +4 after game number 1 of the Baker competition. Glad you're with us watching on Inside Bowling, Southland Bowling League Championship. Mike and Greg here with you. Looks like, for those of you that are watching online, it looks like we have corrected whatever issues there were. I did a couple of things here to try to get us back up, and looks like we're back up for you. You just never know what's going to happen when you're streaming here live on the air. When your feed goes down, it's you just don't know what to do. It's total pin count, not wins and losses. That would be the next portion if it goes to 3 matches. Doing good today, Nico. Mike, the parents are throwing themselves out of a 2-story building because they can't watch their kid whiff on a 10-pin. Very nice, Robert. Thank you for that comment. All right, here we go. Game number 2 of the Baker portion, and people are dropping things now.
Well, another solid 10 and a trash can down over here in front of
Yeah,
us.
we've had about 7 or 8 trash cans fall down.
For those that have never been in this bowling center, they sit right on the corner of the tables.
Yeah, and if somebody gets animated with their feet too much, we just had
they go down.
One of the kids, one of the Vanderbilt younger brother of one of the bowlers, just kicked over a trash can right when the bowler was on the approach. Oh man, that turned into the Twilight Zone around here in the last 5 minutes.
You know, normally, Mike, there's noise and there's chatter at these events, and it's pretty loud. But for these finals, it's just the opposite. It's like a regular bowling event where it's very quiet.
Well, and then you got metal bleachers.
Metal bleachers.
Kids running around on them.
Yeah, yeah. And everybody's standing on the bleachers so they can see over the girls.
Yeah.
I mentioned it several times yesterday that the girls stand up during the whole tournament, all day, every day. They're right up there on the approach, supporting their team. So the people watching either have to have a very tall. A lot of people bring a 2 or 3 step ladder. Another good shot. Fair strike for Vanderbilt. Yeah, they'll bring a 2 or 3 step ladder. They'll have a little spot on the top of that ladder they can sit on, and Hijinx has brought in some bleachers, so most people stand up on the bleachers.
Nice shot, Arkansas State.
Nicole. So they're all even after 2. All even after 2.
I want to give chatter of the day to Paul Wayner. Thank you, Paul, for all the insight and help with some insight to the lineups and stuff. Really appreciate it. Brooke Wood.
Great shot.
Knocking down 10 pins.
Great shot.
You know, it's a great bowling name. Brooke Wood.
Yep. Yeah, we had a former Razorback running back. Went professional, played for several teams, maybe at Dallas now, Darren McFadden. He used to say, bring the wood. They would bring the wood. They had a big axe that they would bring on the field and bring the wood. That was his cry. And Brooke Wood is knocking down the wood. Oh, she's going to get lucky? No. Good shot, though, by J.D. Scott Jones. Again, she was a junior Team USA member 2 years ago, Mike. She's a junior this year. The majority of the team is. The only senior on Arkansas State is Brooke Wood in this lineup currently. And we left the target. That's, you know, Mike, I think that's really the first bad ball we've seen her throw today. She's been in and around the pocket all day. She just got a little left and slid right by. It happens on a 2-to-1 ratio with 30 unit volume. JD converts the 10 pin. Hey folks, if you're watching, jump in the chat room. If you've got to ask questions, feel free. We'll answer them best we can. And we appreciate some people helping us answer questions as she covers the 136.
Now we got beads being hit onto the metal bleachers.
Good shot by Jordan. Wrapped 10 there. She's thrown the ball really, really well this afternoon and has had no carry today. She had it yesterday. Great shot. Good shot there. A little bit high. Still a good shot. You take that shot every day on this condition, every frame. You'll be more than happy with that every frame.
All right, Jordan with the spare. Maria Bolanova now facing the 4-pin. Vanderbilt is clean through 4 frames. And Arkansas State also clean now through 5 frames. Got a double up for Arkansas State and only 1 strike up for Vanderbilt. So it's nice to see that over here on this 27-28, which was such a tough pair yesterday, that after conditioning the lanes, having some open play on it last night and getting them ready this morning, that completely different atmosphere here with 216 to 212 and now clean both teams thus far, and now strikes coming along as well. So it's good to see this pair get whipped back into shape here. And we're seeing some of the best female NCAA women's collegiate bowlers in the country competing on this pair of lanes and seeing them shine.
Yeah, the 140s and 170s were, I know they didn't have a good time, but it's not a lot of fun to watch. The struggle. And another one left the target. Mike, I'd much rather see the 216s and 212s versus the 140s and 150s that we saw yesterday on this pair. Right at target too, yeah. You can see that ball just kind of go down there and never makes the turn. It just kind of skids right past the break point. Nicole doesn't have a lot of hand on the ball, in the ball, Mike, and she just skids right by. See if she can make the spare. If not, we're going to be all even through 6 frames. Vanderbilt shooting 610 here. No problem there. Well, it takes 3 off.
So our first open between the two teams
Yep.
in the second game of Baker competition. Remember that Vanderbilt defeated Arkansas State in the first portion of this, so they're up 1-0. If they were to win this Baker portion, Vanderbilt would be your champions. If not, if Arkansas State can tie it up 1-1, we'll have a best of 7 Baker competition for you over on lanes 23 and 24. Greg O'Neill joins me in the booth. I'm Mike Flanagan. And the big change for Vanderbilt's lineup from the traditional team format is they had Kristen Qua leading off. Now it's Jordan Newham. Emily Rigney moves from the 3rd position to the 2nd position. Giselle Poss moves down to the 3rd position. And Katie Stark continues to bowl 4th, and Maria Bolanova bowls 5th. So,
well, she liked something she saw in the traditional games, Mike, and she wanted to get the best punch in the Baker match she could. And, you know, that's part of when I talked to Josie yesterday, of watching these coaches and how they do things. It's very interesting as an observer and to see those changes like that. And, they have a rhyme or reason. I mean, they're with these girls from 1st of October through middle of April, and they get a feel and understanding. And good shot right there, Mike.
yep. That's Giselle Poss.
Great shot. Great shot. So Arkansas State's up 3, and
they find themselves down 4 in the match, so that'd be a 1-pin match right now.
Right.
J.D. Scott Jones cannot roll the 4-pin.
So Vanderbilt doubles are going to take the lead in game 2 here. Good shot.
Katie Stark's been solid.
Right off the corner, Mike.
She's a junior from Orlando, Florida. I will say, from watching what they've done with the lineup, this is the first time I think I've ever called an event where Kristen Qua was not in the lineup in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Not in the lineup, and bringing in Jordan Newham to lead off for Vanderbilt. And you know, I find it interesting too that he broke up the lefties. Coach John Williamson and assistant coach Josie Ernest, Emily Rigney bowling 2nd and Katie Stark bowling 4th, and having the 2 lefties back to back in the traditional team format worked out really well for them. Interesting that they made that move and put Giselle Poss between the 2 of them in the 3rd position. But so far, working out really well.
And a 3-bagger.
Yep. And just as I say that, Giselle with that strike set up this 3-bagger, and Katie Stark continued it with the double, and now Maria Bolanova, the freshman from Russia, Moscow, now with the triple there and looking to extend the lead over Arkansas State through 2 games of this Baker total pinfall portion of the Southland Bowling League championship match here from Jonesboro, Arkansas, home of the Arkansas State Red Wolves. This is where they practice. They should know the center better than any other team in here.
And we thought that might be an advantage yesterday on 27 and 28, Mike, where, again, both teams struggled, but Vanderbilt just struggled a little bit more. And another one.
So now max score 223 for Vanderbilt, 205 for Arkansas State. And oh, by the way, well, let's get this strike first. I jinxed it. I was going to say we'd have all 200 games, but not the case here.
You know, that's another 2-10 combination, Mike. That's the third.
Yep, the 2-4-10.
That I've charted today.
Which is actually a lot less than what I thought we've seen.
Yeah, I agree.
So here we go. Fill it up, 223. It's a clean game for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt open with 216. Crosses over, 223. And there's how you pick the 2-4-10 right there, Jordan Richard.
There you go.
2-4-10 conversion. 195 for Arkansas State, so 32-pin lead for Vanderbilt through 2.
32 or 31? Was that 222 they shot or 223?
223.
Okay, sorry, I got it wrong over here. Well, certainly not insurmountable, but Arkansas State's going to have to regroup, and I think no different really than yesterday, Mike. I still think 27's the best of the 2 lanes, and even though
Tulane got eliminated yesterday.
Yeah, best of the 2 lanes. Good call there. I like that. Mike's right on top of these things. I tell you, we got a rendition of a Whitney Houston song, and we had some Mexican music.
That's right.
The other day, it was wide right, wide right.
Also, for those of you that are wondering, the Southland Bowling League is consisted of 8 teams. Arkansas State, who we see here, facing off against Vanderbilt. Sam Houston State, the Bearcats. Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks. Monmouth Hawks, the Tulane Green Wave, the Valparaiso Crusaders, and Louisiana Tech Lady Texters make up the Southland Bowling League. This is the championship. 3rd year for the Southland Bowling League championship.
Open.
Arkansas State, your defending champions. I'd like to say hello to all 150 people watching right now.
Wow, great crowd. We appreciate you.
All right. The 2-5. This is definitely choppable. This is a tough spare, especially with a very flat oil pattern. Ball likes to hook a little bit more down lane if you try to hook it than you would anticipate. If you go hard and straight, which is how Vanderbilt attacks their spares, that's the perfect way to do it. That is what's called textbook.
Good shot for Nicole.
Nicole.
Maybe bring a little life back. Mike, I was starting to see some slumping shoulders and head down for some of the Arkansas State players. As
Nicole McCallion hails from Macomb, Michigan. And that was Emily Rigney there with the strike for Vanderbilt.
And a double for Brooke. Mike, I know you've got where they're all from. I think the majority of Arkansas State girls are from up north, either.
Brooke Wood's from Davison, Michigan. J.D. Scott Jones from Rhode Island and East Providence. Nicole McCallion from Macomb, Michigan. Haley and Jordan Richard, both from Michigan as well.
Yes. 10-pin.
And if they're Detroit Red Wing fans, they didn't have to really change their color scheme at all to go to Arkansas State, the red and the white.
That's true.
Although if they're Lions or Tigers fans,
they're
then they're a little off there.
Yes, most definitely.
I kind of like what Pittsburgh does. They keep it real easy for you. The Pirates are yellow and black. Yeah. It's just very, very simple.
Yes.
It makes a lot more sense. I'm a Cardinal fan, so having the Cardinals and the Blues and our rivals being the Cubs and the Blackhawks, complete opposites.
Yeah. Even the Penguins in Pittsburgh are.
Yes, they are.
Black and gold.
Yes, they are.
Or black and yellow. So, yeah, all three teams in Pittsburgh are.
I believe the College is as well.
I think you're right. JD shooting the bucket along with 7-pin, and she covers it. I know it's just a 32-pin lead through 2, but lefties continue to be hot. Arkansas State just cannot afford many opens at this point in time. Mike, they're going to have to stay clean for 3 games, in my opinion, in order to make the comeback. They picked up 10, and that's what they need to do each game if they're going to send this to overtime, as we call it. Solid shot by Jordan Richard. Very solid. I'm telling you, that girl can really, really hit the ball very hard, as we used to call it back in the old days. And it is dead quiet in here between shots. There it is. Soft week 10 Jonesboro Bowling Center, Hijinx Bowling Center now offers the bowlers and has for many, many years. Well, Haley Rich has struggled more today, Mike, than I've seen all year. Just does not seem to be dialed in to today's pattern. Dylan Cranes, 10-pin spare for Vanderbilt. As Haley does as well. I mentioned it early, Haley is probably one of the best leadoff bowlers I've seen. She is so consistent. I know she's had a rough day today, but she's very consistent in her spare making, and she can get on stringing strikes. And when she does, this team gets on fire. Arkansas State with 1 open and 1 double.
Yeah, and I would say that that Vanderbilt is lined in on one of the lanes, but they stay on the same lane for the entire game. They're just working at a Dutch 200 pace at this point. All right, how about the lefty here? Oh,
close.
10-pin.
Close.
That's Emily Rigney. Keep in mind the last game, Giselle Poss started a string of strikes that led to the last 6 strikes for 223. Vanderbilt bowled 216, 223. Arkansas State 212, 195. 4 really good games across the 2 teams, but
hard way.
Vanderbilt's up by 32.
Yes, sir, and they're going to be up about 10 in this game. If she makes a spare, they'll be at 120, actually 7. They'll be up 120 to 113 through 6 frames. And she converts. here we go. Vanderbilt currently up total 39 pins. That includes this game here. Brook a little left, a little soft, leaves the 3-6. Mike, a little bit different atmosphere today as we had a crowd of open bowlers to our left all day yesterday, and today there's nobody open bowling it. Another 10 pin. 10:40. I don't know that the bowling center is normally open at that time. And spare by Brook. I don't think they open up till noon or 1 o'clock. This entertainment center was packed yesterday with people and kids, and the game room. Mike, if you haven't gone down there and walked in there, you ought to go take a look.
I did. First day. Always scout out the bowling center every time I go in and check out a place. See what my options are. I hate to leave a place and find out there was like an amazing like cookie store or something in there that I missed.
Right.
But yeah, no, it is pretty cool. You know, they're dedicated to some revenue flow through here, but they're also dedicated to scratch bowling. They host a lot of events here, including PBA events, your events, this event. So, you know, this is spring break week, and for them to displace some revenue for a collegiate bowling tournament to come in is just a hats off to the entire crew here and how much they're dedicated to bowling. They also got a lot of leagues here and everything else. We learned that while we were setting up, and there's J.D. Scott Jones with a strike now in the ninth. Set up her anchor bowler Jordan Richard, and Vanderbilt still clean over here on lane 28. And now we have Katie Stark, who's been rock solid so far today, and rock solid again for a strike.
Another great shot.
I love that that celebration she does. Puts her two hands together, and it's almost like she's praying, and then rises up with the prayer. I like it.
Yeah.
Right now, 8-pin advantage for Vanderbilt in this game number 3. Keep in mind, Vanderbilt does have a 32-pin lead coming into this game number 3. 2 more to play in the second portion of this head-to-head matchup between Vanderbilt and Arkansas State for the championship. 2017 Southland Bowling League, and look who's up on the left lane. It's one of the best bowlers in collegiate bowling. And she rolls the 10.
Wow, you don't see that very much up here.
Jordan Richard with that power off the sidewall.
Yes, sir.
Rolls the 10.
She does have a powerful game. Mike, for a female bowler, I know we have them now, and we're watching them, several this event, but her power game is excellent.
So, here we go. 32 pins up for Vanderbilt, and anchor bowler freshman Maria Bolanova from Moscow, Russia, was not able to answer Jordan Richards' call of the strike. So, right here, an opportunity for Arkansas State to get back in the match. Huge double.
Wow. Wow.
That's just raw power.
Rock solid in the pocket. And
here's another look at that shot.
She's just inside everybody else just a little bit with so much power, Mike. She can get the ball to turn the corner. So they're going to gain about 20 on them, Mike.
Yep.
211, I think, to 195. Is that right? 199. They'll gain.
Wow. A little clean living there.
Wow.
Converts the 2-8.
If her parents are here, they can now breathe.
That's right.
I know they're watching our live feed. Several of the parents said they appreciated it and had family members watching, and said they told me they enjoyed the chat and being able to see the scores, Mike. When the teams live stream their events, the family doesn't get to see the scores.
210 for Arkansas State. So 212, 195, 210. Nice set. 3 games there for Arkansas State. And Bolanova with a strike fills it up for 199 for Vanderbilt. So Arkansas State's going to pick up 11 pins. They're now down 21 pins in the match as the ladies switch lanes.
Well, we talked about it. In order to get there, they're going to need to pick up 10 a game, and they did. They're now down 21.
Yep, 2 to go.
2 to go.
But I'll tell you what, they fought hard for those 10 pins.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that scout was the difference.
It sure was.
Rolled the 10 pin for Jordan Richards. That made a difference.
So Vanderbilt bowled 216, 223, now 199. Arkansas State 212, 195, 210. We've talked about it, that right lane we believe is a little more tricky. And now Vanderbilt back up on the left lane, but don't forget, Arkansas State's going to get 3 games on the left lane. Vanderbilt only 2.
Mike, and the 3 games for Vanderbilt today on this pair equals the 5 they had yesterday.
Yes.
And Vandy comes out of the gate.
Yep, Jordan Newham with a strike. So now here comes Haley Richard trying to answer. Comes in light for 2-8. And that's just that lane 28 just looks tighter.
Yeah.
Now the lefty, Emily Rigney up in the second for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt starts with a double.
Solid shot. Great shot right there. Folks, if you're watching, listening in the Jonesboro area, I say you get in your car and come this way. Catch this last final exciting 2 games. Nicole's a little more on the side of the ball. Mike doesn't quite get the hit that the, there you go, tripped the 6, 3, and the 1 pin to end up leaving a 5 pin. Yeah, Nicole just doesn't quite have the turn and revolutions. Again, a little more on the side of the ball, and it just doesn't, on this much oil, she's got to have it going at the pocket or it will not make it. With the cover spare. And the spare is made. Crowd is starting to get a little more involved here for A-State, encouraging the kids on. A lot of parents here watching this weekend. Solid shot. All right, Vanderbilt is 5 frames in and 3 baggers, spare strike, and a very, very solid start. Arkansas State is clean, 3 spares, but they're on that right lane, and we've talked about it repeatedly today, all day yesterday, that right lane's just a little bit tougher. All right, trips the bucket out, leaves 5 pin for Vanderbilt. They're rolling pins right and left, and certainly easier spare than a bucket. Looking at a 5 pin only. A 1-2-4 for J.D. Scott Jones. Arkansas State struggling on that right lane, Mike. It's I certainly wouldn't want to bowl league and play on that pair. Spare for Vanderbilt. So they're stretching out here a little bit, Mike. 21 going into game 4 here, and they're gonna. Open for Arkansas State. They're at 64 in the 4th frame.
All right, Vanderbilt leaves the 6-10.
.99 in the fourth frame for Vanderbilt, 64 for Arkansas State, so tack on 35 more onto that 21. Jordan Richards up. Packed pride. You don't have to see it, you can hear it. Tell when her ball hits the pins. It makes a different sound than most. And another spare by Vanderbilt as they continue to fill frames and stretch the lead out. Arkansas State's going to need throw 2 or 3 in a row here to get back in the game. Mike, it looks like a 5-pin to me.
That's a 2-pin.
2-pin, sorry, thank you. And another 2-pin. So the girls are certainly chatting with each other, trying to help their teammate get dialed in. And well, Haley missed the 2-pin. Like this may be an insurmountable lead. Kind of like Arkansas State had yesterday going into game 5. They were up 112 or 13, and Vanderbilt, as they convert the spare, they may be in the same boat here this game. As Arkansas State is struggling on the right lane, 92-7. And a strike by Nicole. See if Brooke can double and give Arkansas State their first double this game. Oh, a little high. Trip 10 out. Mike, they've tripped numerous ugly splits, and that was certainly the big ugly there with the 4-7-10 standing at the 10 to fall out. So it's allowed them to stay clean. They're now maxed at 224. Arkansas State will have to take it off the sheet to go 212. And there's
awesome shot by Brooke
2.
Wood.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Great shot. That's going to set J.D. Scott Jones up for the 9th. And, Mike, you look up that scoreboard, and Vanderbilt's just filled frame after frame after frame, and they've just continued to build a lead. Oh, good shot. All right, well, they put Jordan Richard in the spot she likes to be in, Mike, and a chance to not let Vanderbilt get too far away after a couple opens by Arkansas State. Anthony, we're glad to have you from Thailand. Welcome. Enjoy the show. Uh-oh. Well, through the nose, and what looked like was going to be a big lead for Vanderbilt this game now could be a tie ball game if Jordan Richard can throw 3 in the 10th. And got the first one a little light, but with that power, she got him to mix. And, now Vanderbilt's 212 with a spare strike, and Arkansas State 212 with another 2 strikes. clean game. We haven't seen many of those this weekend, Mike. And Vanderbilt clean this game.
So a closer match here than what it was shaping up to look like.
Well, no doubt about it. I watched Jordan enough to know when she comes up out of that shot like that, it's left. And that one certainly was, and she knew it when it left her hand, Mike. Didn't stay down at the line, and just to get Arkansas State to 200 was something that didn't look possible through 7 or 8 frames. .211 for Vanderbilt, I believe.
Yep, and that's going to extend their lead. 200 for Arkansas State. So 32 pins, back to 32-pin lead for Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt looking to close out the match.
Well, I tell you, Mike, when you look at these scores for today, these are really great scores. They're not 250s and 260s like people see when they watch their bowling in their bowling center for the league, or even a lot of the events we see on TV. On this condition, these are great scores. 8-17 after 4 for Arkansas State, 8-49 after 4 for Vanderbilt. 195, 199, the 2 low games, and yesterday they couldn't get to 190 during the Baker. And we're down to the final game. Arkansas State's got the back against the wall. Got to win by 33 or tie. They tie, they will go to a tiebreaker. And that tiebreaker is the best 4 out of 7 Baker matches, and we'll move back down here to 23 and 24 for that to happen. So here we go. Solid 4 as Haiti Richards is just kind of struggling to get lined up, and Jody, you're correct. They did. They really had their shoulders down and heads down midway through that last game. And, well, Vanderbilt's going to help them out a little bit. The Greek Church right out of the gate, and
sure are. Vanderbilt won the team game convincingly by over 100 pins to start out the morning. And now here in the Baker competition, Vanderbilt both games 216, 223, 199, 211. Arkansas State 212, 195, 210, and 200. So 32 pins the deficit. And just to give you an idea of just how close this is, even with 32 pins, if there is an open frame here and the Greek Church is not converted, it will be a pickup of 12 of those pins already just to start. Right. So automatically now it's down to a 20-pin match just through one frame. That's how quickly things can change in Baker and in the sport of bowling.
Yeah, and we've had a complete reversal today from where we had the finals of the winners bracket with these 2 teams yesterday, where Arkansas State kind of ran away with both. And the Baker portion of this match today is quite a bit closer. After 4 yesterday, Arkansas State had a solid strike for Vanderbilt. Arkansas State had a 100-pin lead going into game 4. Over 100 pin, it was really kind of over. And Vanderbilt come out ready today. They come out with a different mindset, Mike, and you can see it from the start.
Yep, Emily Rigney with the strike there. And we've also been talking about how the right lane is more difficult than the left lane. So I don't know if I'd rather bowl with a 30-pin deficit on the left lane or a 30-pin lead on the right lane. I don't know which one I'd rather necessarily do, but here is Giselle Boss now up in the 3rd frame for Vanderbilt on the right lane. Oh,
golly.
Just a perfect ball, leaves the 9-pin. And now here's Brooke Wood, who's made a good ball change, and she's been right around the pocket. She's been steady here as of late. Have an opportunity to get a strike up in the 3rd frame for Arkansas State, see if she can start a string of strikes for Arkansas State. Here we go.
Looks good.
Oh. Back-to-back 10 pins for Arkansas State. Good shot.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Vanderbilt. That was absolutely A wonderful shot, that 9-pin. Wow. Well, in this condition, this tough pattern, Mike, when you throw them there, you really need to strike. And, conversion made.
There's a lot of streaming going on today. The Brunswick Euro Challenge is happening right now. Dom Barrett taking on Yanafon. And also there has been, Bowl TV's been streaming this weekend, so appreciate you coming in and being part of our event.
Yeah, and if there's anybody watching, Mike, I know one of the other conferences, MIAA, and I failed to find out what that stood for yesterday. I'll ask Stephanie today before I leave, but that was McKendree and Drury. Sorry about that, Mike. Drury and Central Missouri were the final 3 teams, and they were starting this morning at either 9 or 10 o'clock. Their format was best 4 of 7 Baker to advance, so their format's a little quicker. Drury was playing Central Missouri in the finals of the consolation bracket. Great shot.
J.D. Scott Jones with a strike now here in the 4th, and if their anchor bowler Jordan Richard can step up in the 5th frame and make it a double, this match is the 30-pin deficit is just about gone.
Oh.
All right, Katie Stark with the spare in the 4th for Vanderbilt. Now anchor bowler Maria Bolanova is going to have to do something here to help get her team back in it. So 65 would be the score in the 4th if a strike is up. And in the 4th for Arkansas State could be as much as 88, but 78 most likely for sure. So here we go, Jordan Richard. Can she get a double here? Pretty good shot right on line, but leaves the 2-pin. So it'll be 78, 65. They pick up 13. Pick up 13 pins of the 32-pin deficit.
13 through 4.
Every time, though, Arkansas State kind of closes in, it looks like Vanderbilt comes back with strikes. Although that one was gassed.
Oh.
And when I say gassed, I mean it was fast. It was forced.
Wow. That ball never turned over at all.
Leaves the 1-2-10.
Jordan Richard converts, and so that 32-pin lead, Mike, here very soon could be down to 10.
And wraps around the 10.
Goes around it. .71 in the 5th for Vanderbilt. With a strike, Arkansas will have 98. And my math tells me that's about 27 pins off that 32. Well, you know, I feel for Haley. She's really struggled today, at least a 5-10 or 2-10. 2-10, excuse me. No, it's 5-10. Vanderbilt struggling to strike on the right lane, Mike, as we thought. Man, she gave it a shot. She really had to. Okay, so
yeah, let's break this down here.
Yeah, I think we're going to go.
Let's let this frame here get completed here for Vanderbilt. If Vanderbilt spares here, that would give them, you know, potential of 91 in the 6th. Arkansas State 104 in the 6th. So 13-pin difference. Needing to make up 32 Arkansas State. They're about halfway to it.
Yeah.
Halfway through. Need the spare. That was pulled.
Yes, it was.
Not necessarily how you want to traditionally pick the 6'10", but needless to say, a spare.
Well, Arkansas State's going to have to double somewhere, Mike.
Another
10
good
pin.
shot. Yeah, a lot of 10 pins.
Yeah, back-to-back 10 pins for Nicole. Folks watching, they get 2 frames per game, so Nicole's had back-to-back 10 pins. And wow.
And then a good shot for Emily Rigney.
Great shot right there.
So that balances out. Both teams made really good deliveries.
They did. And obviously the spare conversions are everything. Nicole missed 2 10 pins earlier. Both fell in the gutter just before the 10 pin, and I'm guessing that was a little bit of nerves going on shooting that one.
Big spare down the stretch here for Emily Rigney as Vanderbilt's looking to become the 2017 Southland Bowling League champions. Arkansas State running out of frames. Brookwood with a strike in the 8th.
Yeah, Mikey, you called it. She made a ball change, and since she's made that ball change, it's made a big difference.
Always nice to have some senior leadership in the middle of your lineup.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She's kind of the team captain for the team. I don't know that they technically have one.
Now Vanderbilt with a strike answers. That's Giselle Pass. Moved to the 3-hole after bowling the team competition. Traditional team game in the 2nd position. Coach John Williamson know what he's doing, moving her down in the lineup, knowing that as it comes down and needing shots like this that she can keep some poise. She is the senior for Vanderbilt. She's been around all 4 years here.
Wide right. That may seal the deal.
J.D. Scott Jones, yeah, just errant shot, very easy to do.
Yeah.
You can put another notch down over there. You've been keeping track of these 2 4-10s, 2 10 combinations, and we see another one, and now the lefty, Katie Stark. Oh, another good shot for Katie Stark. Leaves just the 10 pin.
Mike, we almost need a camera on the parents as we sit behind everybody and watch their faces when one of their teammates or one of the girls are watching. Throws a shot and leaves something. It's just amazing the emotion that the parents are dealing with on both teams as the majority of Arkansas State fans got their hands over their face. And
all right, a spare for Vanderbilt. So now Arkansas State can bowl 182 is the most they can get. Vanderbilt with a 32-pin lead coming in, and Vanderbilt can bowl 180.
Yeah, 160 even if they open, Mike. I don't think.
It's still mathematically possible, though. It's still mathematically possible.
Okay. Well,
just barely.
Listen, what we haven't seen today that we saw yesterday was the 6-9 taken out of the rack. You know, we had that happen twice yesterday.
If Vanderbilt were to go 5 out, we'd have a possibility of a tie.
Wow.
No, that's very highly unlikely, but until we have the mathematical model here,
Gotcha.
we cannot call it. But right here we can. Let's see what happens here. Freshman Maria Bolanova for Vanderbilt.
In the anchor spot.
To win.
That's a win.
And a strike takes it home for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, your 2017 Southland Bowling League champions. They came in as the 3 seed. They worked their way all the way through the bracket. They defeated Tulane in the first round, Sam Houston State in the second round, lost to Arkansas State yesterday, then had to bowl Stephen F. Austin. They defeated them, and they came in this morning and defeat Arkansas State University. The number 1 seed's coming in. The number 3 seed, Vanderbilt Commodores, take it home here from Jonesboro. Congratulations.
989
Vanderbilt University.
989 for Arkansas State, and Vanderbilt's going to shoot just a little over 1,000.
Awesome bowling. Congratulations to John Williamson and Josie Ernest,
Yes.
head coach, assistant coach for Vanderbilt. I was really impressed with what Vanderbilt did out there today. A lot of international flavor. And they did it without Kristen Kwa here in the Baker format.
Yes.
She bowled the team format
Yes.
from Singapore.
Yes.
She's awesome.
Yeah. And to put a freshman down at the bottom of the lineup, Mike, that's got to be tough on the freshman, and a lot of confidence that the coaches have in her to make that move.
And as we see in college bowling all the time, we see a substitute come in to clean things up, just to get some playing time in, a little air time in here as well.
Good throw field ball here, and let her. My guess is she's probably a senior, and they'll let her celebrate the championship with this right there. And
there
they will.
it is.
There you go, folks.
So Vanderbilt are your champions, and Arkansas State, congratulations on finishing second. They won last year, but Vanderbilt, your new champions here from Jonesboro, Arkansas, 2017 Southland Bowling League Championship. Greg, it's been a pleasure calling the action with you.
Thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure being here. I've enjoyed it immensely, and thanks for the opportunity to sit in the booth with you, sir.
Absolutely, and I want to thank everybody for watching all weekend. On behalf of the entire staff here at the Southland Bowling League, Chris Mykowski working remotely, Stephanie McDonald. This will do it for our broadcast today, and I would like to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on our next broadcast. Thanks for watching, and congratulations again to Vanderbilt University on taking home the 2017 Southland Bowling League Championship.